since it's a little bit on the lake side. Go ahead and blend that up. Okay. Get us going here.
Smells good. Hold on 1 second.
Today wasn't too bad for me.
Okay, that's good.
Because I'm on the other shift right now, helping out, and how I told you yesterday I had that individual who.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they brought it to my attention that they're really not happy that I'm getting overtime, and I told.
Oh jeez.
And I told her, and the guy told me, like, it was an older black guy. He's been there for a while, so he's already like, look, I appreciate you being here. I don't care what they say. I told him, it's like, well, if they don't let me be here, that sounds like a them problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a you problem.
It's like again, and he looked at me. He looked me dead in my eye and said, look, if they wanted to get the overtime, they'd be in here doing what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I.e., picking up all these 50+ pound boxes and open them up. I had to pick up and open about, I would say, upwards of 350 pound boxes, so they can kiss my ass.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right.
And what do you want to come in and do for overtime? Sit in the little corner with the air on, folding boxes that weigh barely a pound.
No.
It's like, nah. Yeah, you want to be upset about that?
Be upset.
Maybe you should get off your crusty butt and come over here and help me open up some goddamn boxes.
Yeah, exactly. No, bro, you ain't lying. You're not lying.
And that's what I tell people. That's what I tell him. He's like, no, I 100% understand. And he tried to be neutral about it because he knew that the individual was like barely like maybe 10, 15 yards away from us. He tried to be there are some people in here who are agitated that you're getting overtime, and I'm like, I know who you're talking about, and I don't really care, because everybody knows that this individual is not well liked in the facility at all.
Yeah.
So like I got in there, and I'm like, if anybody had problems with me, I'm sure they would say, because a lot of them are older people who are like, they have no problem telling me to your face that they don't like me.
Yeah.
And some of them were just like, look, I'm glad you're here. Because we are behind on the stuff. Because what it is that night shift. So where they had me at was in the warehouse proper, right?
Yeah.
And now in the warehouse proper, there are several things that are going on at any given one time.
Yeah.
There is basically the prepping and of all the products that like barrel boxes and stuff. There's like 3 different areas where we have those being held.
Yeah.
I think there's getting the bottles and the ingredients ready to put into the area to blend the stuff. Then there's the opening up of the boxes with all the material in it, and like 2 other things, and they only got like 1 person do all of it on between both night shifts.
Yeah.
And I think this day shift I'm on, I think they just lost another person. So yeah.
You're joking? You serious?
Yeah, this was one of like no call, no shows kind of thing, but that's just the rumor. I don't know how true it is. It is what it is. I don't really care. All I know is that I'm getting more overtime, and they might be losing another one to the other shift.
Oh Jesus.
So again, I'm not worried about it. I'm not.
Bro, I don't blame you.
Because I'm like, after looking over my stuff, I'm not going to be able to get a house this year. I'm going to have to rent one or rent an apartment. But because there's almost always a house for rent in this neighborhood or for lease, I'm like, I'm going to look at some of the apartment rental fees.
Yeah.
And look at some of the houses in this area, because renting a house in this area is the highest I think it goes for is like $1,500.
Wait for it.
For renting in this neighborhood, and I'm like, if I could rent a 2-story, 3-bedroom house or something like that, or I could rent a 2-bedroom apartment and have people next to me with paper thin walls and deal with that shit. I'm like, might as well go ahead and rent the house.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So that's where we're at with that. That's later on down the line. I basically just spent today just kind of getting my mind right and chilling out. I was a little frustrated because the work I did on my phone for my book didn't save.
Are you serious?
Luckily it was like 2 paragraphs that I could easily type back up again, but it's still frustrating. I'll probably do it tonight when I'm laying down. I was going to do it earlier, but I'm like, I'm just going to just cook and chill for a little bit. And it's been weird, right? Because like the I don't know if it's just Twitter and YouTube in California what's going on, or if China's doing a retaliatory DDoS attack on us for blowing up that balloon.
Yeah.
But the internet has been oddly slow the last couple of days.
Oh, it has? Yeah, cause
on T-Mobile and on like.
Yeah, actually, no. It's funny you said because as soon, when I switched to T-Mobile, somebody that was helping me out was telling me that day, I think it was like 2 days ago, that the internet was going slow for some reason.
Yeah. And then I recently got a Wi-Fi extender, a Wi-Fi range extender for my room.
Yeah.
Because where my TV in my room is situated in the back corner, which is just far enough that the signal from my office in here barely reaches it, and I have to like once a day, once a week, depending on how good the signal is, the spectrum it is. Yeah. I have to basically swap between the 5G and the 2.4 hertz, like back and forth consistently for like a good 15 minutes to get a signal.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I got a Wi-Fi extender, which basically is like, okay, you plug this into your wall, you connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then it creates its own Wi-Fi, which is just the same Wi-Fi you have. So you gotta use the same password. So you don't have to worry about setting up a new one. You just have to make a password for the account and whatnot. But the actual password of the Wi-Fi is still the same as the I wish I took the reviews if I can.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I can worry about it right now. Yeah, no, we'll see how it fits. And what the sound. never been an actor on my radar.
Yeah, he hasn't been on lots of videos, but I've been watching him for a while now. Not a whole lot, but just for a while. But other than that, man, it's yeah, I mean, like, he's a pretty okay actor.
Also, he's a complete asshole on set.
Are you serious?
Yeah, last I heard, he's either a complete asshole or a diva, one of the two.
Well, I'm assuming I can see that.
The diva one I can definitely see. He's also apparently a professional diver.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Go figure. Go frickin' figure. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, hey, props to the Fast and Furious movies. There are way dumber franchises that could still be going on today. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Mike.
You said what?
Looking at you, Mike. And yeah, again, there could be way dumber franchises going on. So at least that one's okay. I still maintain that it should have been focused more on like the stunt drivers as opposed to flashy spectacle stuff. But again, that was it.
Now, I'm just saying for me, how I felt. I kind of felt that when I saw 7, but in some weird way, I don't know. For me, when it continued, I didn't feel like it was a cash grab in my mind, and maybe it's because I've been so attached to people and characters for so long. Like I don't want to see it as a cash grab.
Yeah.
So I think when it continued it after 7, I think it was doing justice in my opinion. But yeah, I could be wrong.
It's Easter on,
Yeah.
There's a lot of franchises I like that people said should have stopped years ago. I remember one guy say, there was one guy I used to know where he basically said that Star Wars should have ended after Episode 6. Like the prequel should never have happened is what he basically said.
Man.
And I'm like, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Because
let's go ahead and kick it off.
Because I don't know, like for me, I say as far as Star Wars, like just the prequels and everything.
Yeah.
Even the one with what's the person that people hate the most? Jar Jar.
Oh, Jar Jar Binks.
I loved him.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks is in the Phantom Menace, and they gradually toned back his roles as the movies went on.
Yeah.
He has very few speaking roles in the second movie. In the third one, I don't think he has a single speaker role. He just has one role. He has one cameo role. He's just kind of looking sad when Padme's dead.
Yeah.
And now again, this is kind of going back into conspiracy theory territory, but the rumor was that Jar Jar was meant to be the Sith Lord.
For real?
Like Jar Jar was meant to be the hidden Sith Lord.
I would never have thought of that.
I think the implication, right, is so you know how Darth Maul gets killed in the first movie, right?
Yeah.
The implication is that after Darth Maul is killed in the first movie, Jar Jar was meant to be the shadowy kind of like in the background Sith Lord that Sidious worked with.
Oh, I can see that. Now I can see that.
And the two were conspiring to basically give Palpatine the power he ended up getting by the end of the third movie. And the reason for this is that George's movies, he's always said Star Wars is like poetry, it rhymes.
Wow.
And if you look, and the idea was that the reason why Yoda plays like a crazy old coot in Episode 5 is because he got the idea from Jar Jar in the prequels.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
But again, because Jar Jar was received so poorly,
he changed it.
They dropped the idea and made Count Dooku a thing.
Gotcha. Okay, I got you. I can see that.
No, again, I don't know how true this is. It's just a rumor. But if you think about it, if you want to go with it, the basic premise is there. Looking for the paintings? Okay. They should be around here somewhere. Because remember, you can't see them on the. Oh no, you can.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
What happened is you probably passed a few on your way up and never went to collect them.
Okay. Yeah, because remember originally yesterday it said it only said 0 out of 3, but it didn't show the painting yesterday.
Yeah.
So okay, that's interesting. But yeah, so here's my thing with the Jar Jar bit, and I know we already discussed this, but I'm just saying I feel like in my opinion, if people didn't like the character, I understand that. Yeah. But you don't have to bash you to almost for him to commit suicide.
Oh, that happened to him? I thought his career just died.
No, I think he didn't kill himself, but
well, obviously he didn't kill himself. He did interviews later on.
Yeah, but he was really in a state of depression, like because people were saying like he was horrible, he wasn't good and everything. I'm like, y'all do not have to
go that far,
yeah, go that far. I'm like, guys, you don't have to like every Star Wars. There's some that you don't like. There's some I don't like. And at the same time, you don't see me bash these people.
Yeah. I don't bash the actors for doing their job. I bash the writers for not thinking that through properly.
Yeah.
And the worst part is when you look at the behind the scenes with George and Jar Jar, George was actually putting a lot of effort to make sure Jar Jar wasn't a terrible character.
Yeah.
There were 2 points where he goes. One point is Jar Jar's the key to all this. Which again gives a little bit more credence to the idea that Jar Jar had a bigger role to play in the series than what he ended up playing. And number 2, George goes, I think I might have gone too far with this.
Oh wow.
So again, the dude has self-awareness. He knows where he goes, where he may or may not have gone too far.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like he doesn't like as a creator. I feel like you just don't know until you see the reaction to it.
Yeah.
And George himself said the internet made him a jerk because of the backlash he got for the prequel series. Like the reason why the sequels are the way they are is because JJ and I guess to some extent Rian thought they could make Star Wars better than George could.
Yeah.
And I think the might be here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Get out of here! Wow.
Detective, I found another painting.
Bro, that is crazy. It's funny you said that because as soon as you said that, I said that.
Is the new cat similar to the old one? Well, she's clearly modeling herself after Hardy. Her style, technique. Teller grapple looks like an updated version of his old tech.
Wow.
Right, you guys had her equipment locked up for a while. So she steals intellectual property too. Well, I can prove on it. She's elevated Hardy's work to a whole new level. Almost sounds like you admire her. Do this long enough, you can't help noticing real talent. Kinda sounds like you think highly of her too.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you know, it's what you said. Game recognizes game. I'll let you know if I find any more old loot.
Nice.
I do like how they're giving like a lot of backstory to Black Cat and the old Black Cat as well, because now we just learned that she basically admired her pops enough that she just basically improved
Everything
on his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to like the Star Wars stuff. Yeah, you're 100% right. I didn't know the guy was in the state of depression. I knew that he basically, because he said that Jar Jar basically killed his career.
Yeah.
Which does suck. And I think nowadays, despite what you see on Twitter, for the most part, stuff like that doesn't happen as frequently.
Yeah.
It can be more concentrated, sure, but I don't think it happens as frequently, and I don't think the repercussions are as harsh as they could be.
Yeah, but back then they were very harsh.
Oh yes. You should hear what happened with Jake Lloyd.
Who's Jake Lloyd again?
The guy who played Anakin in Episode 1.
Oh, the child.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I know he did that in The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
And from what, because I gotta find the YouTuber again. I think it's like Mandalorian something on YouTube. He mentioned that he was in school with Jake, and apparently he was bullied relentlessly for his role in Star Wars. It was to the point where after Good Son, Jake dipped out of acting entirely, and he bought a farm and never came back.
I don't blame him. So I mean,
if he has a visceral oh wait,
I'll send someone ASAP. Why'd the old cat try to escape Rikers? Non-violent burglary. He had a shot at parole. Hardy got too big for his britches. DiMaggio wanted him to work for them. He said no. That got him on their hit list. Not a list you want to be on. Especially if you have a family.
Wow.
DiMaggio will target anyone to make their point. I've noticed. I'll be in touch, Detective.
So basically, the Black Cat was locked up not because of burglary, but because he told a mob family, "I don't want to steal from the mob," and they said, "This wasn't an offer you could refuse."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there should be one more pending around here.
I'll just put it right. Actually, let me put it right here.
Yeah, because it might be down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Again, and I think I heard that Jake Lloyd actually legitimately hates Star Wars as a result of that. And honestly, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him, but
I don't blame the kid.
I'm just saying for me. Okay, again, I might be the minority. I'm just being honest. I like the message on Anakin. I had no problem with him.
Oh yeah, no. I thought that what George was going for in the prequels was very, very good.
Yeah.
It's just that his dialogue needed more work.
Yeah.
And he admitted it. He admitted that his dialogue needed more work. That's actually why he, to my understanding, he actually originally tapped Spielberg to direct the prequels.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Spielberg. If the story goes correctly, the reason why. No, I think it's down in the bottom right corner there.
Oh, it is. Wow. How did I see that?
It might not have popped up on the map.
Yeah, it didn't. I know it did. I know I'm not crazy.
But yeah, to my understanding, so when George was originally shopping the script for Star Wars around, the original Star Wars around, he got laughed at. Like, he got laughed out of meetings like you wouldn't believe. It was to a point where he debated just not dipping out of film entirely.
Yeah.
And Spielberg was the only one that encouraged him to do it. So we have Spielberg to thank for original Star Wars, and that's why there's an E.T. cameo in the prequel series.
Wow.
So I think at the time Spielberg's working on Jurassic Park, so that's why he didn't take up the offer.
Gotcha.
And he encouraged George to do it. But no, George originally said no. I originally can. If my story is correct, if I'm getting that correct, originally George wanted Spielberg to direct the prequels.
Hardy must have stashed something here. It
might be right there.
More stolen art.
Oh, just to let you guys know, all I'm doing is just doing the rest of the paintings. I'm going straight into so I'm not doing nothing else after these paintings. Just letting y'all know what's going on. Alright, so that's 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just like I said, there's times myself I gotta let myself hold on.
I'd like to say solid police work, but the more I look at it, the more I think he let himself get caught. To get away from the Mahjong? He must have known that could get him in prison.
Oh shit.
Sure. But the best way to protect his daughter was to take himself off the board.
Oh wow.
It ended up being more permanent than planned.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause if you remember correctly, the story goes the original Black Cat died drowning trying to escape from Riker's prison.
Yeah. Wow. So now it could have been Hammerhead that planned that. That could have planned that.
I don't think Hammerhead was alive when this one. This is a 30-year-old case.
Oh, and then, yeah, you're right. Okay. True. That's my fault.
And Hammerhead looks like he's barely in his 30s.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, let me ask you a question. I'm just curious.
Okay, I may have an answer.
How do you feel about the Rocky movies?
I've only seen like 2 of them, and I don't think the original is among that list.
Okay. The reason I asked is because, so for me, I haven't seen the Rocky ones in a long
Because
time.
there's 5 of them, right?
Yeah, and I haven't seen the the old ones of Rocky Balboa in a while, but I have seen Creed.
Yeah.
And the reason I was asking you because I like Creed, and they're making another one.
Yeah.
But I just want to know on your honest opinion about how you feel about the Creed movies, because like as far as Sylvester Stallone passing the torch on to Michael B. Jordan.
So to keep in turn, because here's the thing, right? The smart thing they did was they didn't call it Rocky Balboa 7.
Yeah.
They said this is a different character story set in the Rocky universe, but we're going to name it after this character.
Yeah.
That was the best thing to do. They didn't try to make Sylvester Stallone be Rocky again, like go into the ring and make these wins. Like no, he's clearly told to do it. So I think it was a good idea. I like how they updated it. Again, I've only seen 2 of them. I think I've seen the one where he fought the Russian, and I think I saw the one where he fought Mr. T.
Okay, so wait, I'm sorry, who, Creed or
no, Rocky.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I do think it's very good. I will say this though, Michael B. Jordan needs to play a different fucking character.
Okay, as far as
he plays the same archetype every goddamn time.
Gotcha. No. I look. I respect your opinion. I respect that. I do. I'm just curious because a lot of people. I think.
Hey, come back, little birdie.
I'm talking that. Get that the painting.
I think you did, but I think that bird cut off the
image.
Unless it's gonna come up after you get the bird.
All right, we'll see. Birdie, come here, come to Papa. Oh no! Almost had you. Be still now. Come on, please don't move. Oh. Gotcha. Yes.
There you go.
Yes, thank you. Woo.
Congratulations, detective. You may be the winner of some of Walter Hardy's stolen loot. Listen, no offense, but in looking at the case files, some witnesses say you and the new Black Cat were seen working together.
No.
What's up with that? She said she wanted to go straight and I believed her. I tried to train her and she did a lot of good, for a while. Unfortunately, old habits die hard. I got a tip she was stealing from the crooks we took down. Went to her place and found the loot. Do you know where she lived? Was this professional or something else going on? We're venturing into kind of personal territory here, detective. Fair enough. Just no matter. Call me when you got something else.
Bro, he knows something's up between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. Wait a second. Me with it.
I mean, have you seen that body? I'd be.
Yeah.
If you're a professional, it'd be very hard for me too.
Yeah, there's really nothing professional about those two, but it blew my mind for real that again he was standing there, not hanging off the side of the wall, and she just comes up, just crawl up, and have her arms wrapped around him, and you just see her in the middle of this showdown between these thugs, and she looks at us about my hero. He's like, "Are you serious?"
Yep.
I'm like, "Yo, Peter is an OG." I don't care what no one says.
The ironic thing is that he didn't hit on her; she hit on him from word go.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
Like the earliest comments I could find, she was hard on him from the word go.
Man, that's just crazy.
Anyway, I just saying about Rocky and Creed.
Oh yeah, cause for me, I love them, and I know some people may not love the Creed movies and Michael B. Jordan, which I understand. It's understandable. I understand why. I really think personally he's got some range.
I know. As far as I've seen, he's played the same damn character in every fucking movie.
Oh, for real?
He's played the down on his luck black kid from the ghetto who's just angry at the world, trying to hustle to. He's basically playing the new age thug gangster rapper type, and I just find it all worn out and whatnot.
How you feel about Jonathan Majors?
What?
Jonathan Majors, the guy who played Kang in Loki.
Oh, him?
Yes.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Okay.
I fucking love that guy. I am actually looking forward to seeing him play an actual like threatening Kane whenever that comes out.
Now, from what I hear, he is very menacing, like in that, and like he's way more menacing than Thanos.
Kane the Conqueror is, as far as I know, and he's either
Got another one, Detective. Brody had enough to set himself up for life. I almost feel sorry for him. Probably for the best how it shook out. A dead body? A little kid without a father? Trust me, it's never for the best.
Yeah. Wow.
When Amagius got a grudge, Hardy's death squared things. If Venus kid just disappeared, the mob never would have stopped gunning for him. He could have turned state's evidence, gotten witness protection.
It would have helped.
Amagius got a long reach.
Yeah.
Some things you can't come back from. Hey, so according to my records, there's only one more painting missing.
Alright.
I'll let you know when I find it.
Perfect.
And as some of you who've seen our main channel know, when we did the Mafia games with Tom Angelo, we know how history ended in the second game when he was tragic, but
I felt bad. I know it made sense, but I really felt bad for him.
That one hit me hard.
Yeah, because it was like when you hear him say, "It's okay, you're safe now."
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that was the whole point of his mission. I was like, of his own personal mission was to protect his family and his wife.
No, that wasn't his personal mission. He just that was personal. I see where you're coming from, but the way I read it is that he knew as long as he was alive, this day was going to come, and depending on who they got to first, either it was only going to ever stop with him.
I know.
So because he got shot first,
yes,
everything's good as far as everything else is concerned.
Yeah, man, it that just really hurt me though. See, that's one of the reasons why I'm being honest, serious. I could not be part of the Mafia. There's no way because and again, I don't know if it's true or not, and you can try because you probably have done more research on that.
Unfortunately,
I don't know if it's true, but from what I've seen, once you get in, it's hard to get out, and you have to look. You have to look in like every turn, and it's not even a joke.
Yeah, no.
Is that true?
From everything I've seen, even from interviews with former enforcers and mob bosses, it is damn near impossible to get out of the life.
Yeah, the only way from what I heard is in a body bag,
or to become inactive. You have to get to a point where realistically they cannot keep you in.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just like seeing that, I even told Brad, I was like, Brad, I can't do this. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't either. But yeah, going back to Kang. Kang is in the Marvel universe. Kang the Conqueror is, unless someone else has come around, unless something else has happened, he is the most dangerous villain in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, and that's what Kevin Feige said.
Yeah, which makes me wonder why the fuck they pulled him out for the second villain. There were plenty of other villains in between before we got the Kang.
Yeah, me too. I just don't know, but I don't know what his method is, but okay, it's
I forget, but what concerns me about it is right that, and I hope it doesn't be taken the wrong way, but I'm just gonna say it and we'll see what the hell happens. Because there's been a very big push to have a predominantly female like superhero lineup, I feel like they went to King the Conqueror just to prove how badass the heroines are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there is a better way to go about that than to go from Thanos, a D-list villain, to the most destructive villain in the MCU.
Yeah, because
that is in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to you. So my first time seeing, as far as Jonathan Majors, was on Lovecraft Country on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And he did an amazing job on that show.
Yeah.
Which I was pissed off because they canceled. I was really upset about that. And then when I saw him go from that to Loki as Kang, I was like, whoa. He's got a lot of range.
You know he's amazing when he can steal the show from Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, no, and he did. And what is going on?
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can, including crawling on non-existent walls.
Exactly.
Oh god.
Detective, looks like I found the last stash. Any other leads to track down? No. That's the last piece of Artie's legacy. I really can't thank you enough, Spider-Man. Glad to help, Detective Mackey. And hey, I think you're right about the new cat. Look out for her, okay? It meant a lot to me. That was weird.
Yeah, that was...
Should call him back and ask him.
Yeah.
The number you have dialed is no longer in service.
What?
And that's even weirder.
Yeah.
You're stuck by his precinct.
Let's hit our precinct then. New side mission unlocked. What's it called?
Yeah. Wait, where is it? Let me scroll up real quick. No. And it should be. Actually, no. Let me give it a second because let me start swinging because it should show up on the map after. I think.
Yeah.
That was really weird.
Yeah, he calls us, gets done calling us, and then suddenly the number's not.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Pause for a second. Do you? It might be weird. It might be off, but I think it might be her dad. Cause I'm thinking
it's possible.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because he made that statement. Then Spider-Man said that was weird. He tried calling back as quick as possible. He said that they said the number you dial is no longer in service. Why would he do that and make that statement?
Not to mention a lot of the things he talked about with regards to Black Cat have been very like
spot on.
Like for a detective, sure he would know about maybe that Hardy had a daughter, but he wouldn't know this much about her.
Yeah, but especially.
Let's see, where's the precinct? Is that it right there with the green arrows?
No, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that's fast travel. Well, you can fast travel to the department. So
let's see. Okay. Well, I thought it was supposed to be blue highlighted on the map.
I like how he's just taking the subway.
I can't.
And just do the sleep, and I'm like, yep. Is this his precinct?
Check the map. But yeah, that was just weird to me. Again, I might be off key.
Oh, there it is.
Like a fiddle. Again, I might be off key, but I really think that was weird to me. I really think that's probably because again, I'm just guessing because the fact that he said that and then it in my head, I'm like, hold on. he did say before that about him and Black Cat.
Yeah.
So how would he know that?
Not to mention the fact that this set of side missions with the Black Cat.
Yeah, the
original Black Cat only shows up in the Black Cat heist, and then we also had our own Black Cat story in the main one. That was basically just this.
Yeah. Something's just not adding up in my mind. I don't know what's going on. I didn't figure out this. So I need to know more about this. What's going on? That was really weird. Now I'm confused.
Hey, I'm looking for Detective Mackey.
Mackey? Nah, doesn't ring a bell.
Older guy with a mustache?
My bad.
Either you got the wrong precinct, or someone played you.
Yeah, someone played me alright. Sergeant Mackey, or do you prefer Walter Hardy?
There you go.
Don't judge me. I did what I had to do. Your daughter thinks you're dead, you know. And let's keep her thinking that. For her sake. Deal? Deal? You just conned me. Why should I do anything for you? Because you're a decent guy. Take care of my little girl.
Damn. He basically got Spider-Man. I'm so gullible.
Don't learn how to be heartless and sick like everyone else.
I knew it.
The long con.
Yo.
Basically, the OG Black Cat got Spider-Man to help him retire.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even kidding. I knew something was up.
Right, Turf Wars.
The City That Never Sleeps, Episode 2.
Turf Wars. The game between Hammerhead and Maja.
Let me do this first. Just in case.
Only police contact Gary. What are you doing?
Man, you're safe real quick.
I'm safe. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just, that's how I am, a little OCD moment.
You got any upgrades you can do first?
Yeah, let me check that real quick. Thank you for mentioning that. Skills. Let's see what we got.
You basically almost maxed out the skill tree.
Yeah, let me see. What is that? Air Marshal?
Air attacks deal additional damage. You generate more focus. So basically, when you have them in the air, you do more damage in the air.
Okay, perfect. I actually need that.
That is a press triangle while in the air to yank enemies upwards and enable air combat. So basically, when you're in the air, you can just hold triangle and pull something towards you. Okay,
but the only thing I'm worried about is for that, would that attract? Would that make more noise?
This is when you're already in combat, so it doesn't matter at this point.
Okay, my bad. Sorry. Wow. It's been a long day. Woo!
Swing kick will now knock over shield enemies.
Yes, I need that. Give me that. Okay, we're good on that. I need that. That's one thing I need. My lord. I needed that.
Alright, so I guess we go ahead and jump into the new...
It's the episode 2. Turf Wars. This should be interesting.
Interesting what they did Hammerhead. They've never... I don't think they've ever had him have like the cracks in his skull. For some reason. I don't even know why they call him Hammerhead, to be honest with you.
Me either.
I know why his head looks like a flat hammer thing, but I don't know like how he got the nickname or what his deal is in the comics.
Yeah, the shark is that shark.
Anyway,
bro, you funny. When you did that, all I could think of was a James Gunn version.
Captain Yuri Watanabe, situation report. Felicia Hardy, aka the Black Cat, is missing. Presumed dead.
She ain't dead.
She had partnered with Magia Don Hammerhead to blackmail the other family's leadership. Hardy betrayed Hammerhead. Using appropriated Sable weaponry, he retaliated, aggressively. Both Hardy and the blackmail material were lost in his attack. Now Hammerhead is out for blood. Blackmail no longer an option. He's gone to the mattresses, hoping to eliminate the other Magia Dons by force. To do this, he's continued to appropriate the heavy-armed Sable left when they pulled out Snake. We've impounded as much of Sable's equipment as we can, but it may not be enough. It's an all-out gang war, and New York is caught in the middle. But we may have just gotten lucky. The Magia have Hammerhead pinned in the old Harlem Sanitarium. If we can keep his men distracted, a small team may be able to infiltrate the building and take him alive. We've got one shot at this. We have to make it count.
Oh shoot.
So yeah, and all of gang war stuff.
Yep.
What Felicia did. So there's got to be a bigger con here than what we
Back down there. Ready when you are. Copy that. I'll get him looking the wrong way. You gentlemen ready? Sorry. Check out.
Ah!
That's not regulation, Lieutenant.
Sorry, Captain. Birthday present from the kid. Not every day you run off with a man, you know.
Ah, what it's like. This time. Now get back on the ready line.
Dismember.
He's dead.
yeah, he's dead. What is it?
Let's do this.
Oh,
that's
zip line.
that is clever as shit. I keep forgetting these webs are really that strong.
Yeah, they are proportionally. Well, actually, spider webs are actually stupid strong. Like, if we could, they're actually. Okay, so fun fact.
Can you guys read that chapter in the Art of War about misdirection? No? Good.
So fun fact about spider webs.
Yeah.
When it comes to armor plating, what we consider bulletproof armor is actually bullet resistant.
Yeah.
And you do these bullet resistance up to like, I think the heaviest armor you can walk around is bullet resistant up to 7 bullets. If hitting the same spot. Spiderweb silk is actually so durable that it might as well be bulletproof.
Wow. So.
And also some spiders actually weak like legitimate golden webs. Like there's actual golden webs. They're stupid poisonous and they're in Australia because of course everything that's confused in Australia, but yeah.
Man, Australia, I cannot miss it, bro. They are, their animals, as far as like the spiders are so huge in Australia, I can never visit them, bro. The snakes, the spiders, oh, Jesus.
Australia is basically just hard mode for
Yeah.
life.
Yes.
And God forgot to turn it back to normal difficulty.
Yes, you are exactly right, my dude.
But no. But every country, barring America, has at least one bit of wildlife that can really mess you up.
Yeah.
I think Africa is like one of the bigger ones. Think about like one of the most deadly land mammals on the planet is in Africa. It has giant tusks. It doesn't swim in the water. It just runs on the ocean floor, and it's a fucking beacon. I'm talking about the hippo. It's the most
Oh, yeah,
aggressive
no.
animal.
Anybody-
And the only other animal that can keep this thing in check is the elephant, which is actually a pretty friendly creature that most people are actively hunting. I'm like, do you really want to piss this thing off?
Yeah, but did you not hear about that one time like a guy was messing with an elephant? The elephant came back a couple minutes and killed him with his tusks.
Yeah.
But I was like, yo, those things do know what she's doing, so you gotta leave them things alone.
One was also very disturbing about an elephant.
What?
Is wing dang duos prehensile.
Wait, what?
Is wing dang duos prehensile.
What does that mean?
It means that it can actually use it to grab things.
Oh, Jesus.
And my question is, who was the unlucky SOB who found that out?
I don't...
Because you know it wasn't just like they were stunning it. It was like he was next to one of them and just got grabbed by it.
Exactly.
Coming to a party where you hate everyone.
But yeah, no, spiderweb silk is actually stupid strong.
Yeah.
But because it's a silk, it degrades pretty fast.
Gotcha.
I don't think they can. I don't think they found a way to make it last a practical or conveniently long amount of time.
Whew. Tough a little bit, but what was the thing I wanted to ask you? And I know it's gonna be a stupid question. I'm just really curious. Is it even possible to have like powers like this? No, I'm like, is it possible to like get how should I put it? Like get spiderwebs from actual spiders and try to study it and then see if it's possible to I guess somehow. Yeah. Is that even possible or not?
I mean, they did it with goats.
They did?
Yeah, they make goats that have second spin spiderweb silk because, again, they're trying to do hard. Okay, so, Put it like this.
Yes.
When you have to harvest something from a living creature, you have to get a whole bunch of them in a room together to harvest it.
Yeah.
Do you really want to be the guy that has to walk into a room full of spiders to harvest spider webs?
No, I'm good.
So what they said was, why don't we just make a goat do it?
Jesus.
And they made a goat that can make spider webs. So yes, it is possible, but if you're talking about trying to get powers from a radioactive mutation bite, the odds of getting a mutation from radioactivity that's beneficial that can kill you is so astronomically high that it just wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah. The only reason why I was asking him this is because I know our minds are stronger, like our body is stronger than we think it is, and
sometimes some people roll pretty low on the genetic lottery.
Yeah, true. But
there are some people that have denser bones than other people.
That is true.
I don't know if mine are, but there are people who have, on average, denser bone mass than what is normal, and I don't know if it's an ethnic thing or just random mutation.
Yeah.
What's driving the random mutation? Because apparently Earth's gravity is actually higher than what it's supposed to be for a planet our size.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like for a planet our size. Now again, now this fun fact I'm getting from Freeman's mind, so I don't know how accurate it is because that was a scripted series that's supposed to be comical, but it's also based a lot on facts.
Yeah.
The amount of metals in our core, because that's actually where gravity comes from. Okay, so put it like this: you ever notice in science fiction series, when you're in space to generate gravity, you're on a rotating thing to simulate gravity?
Yeah.
That's how Earth works. Because we're spinning, that's where the gravity is coming from, and the Earth's core is part of it. Like the density of the metal combined with the rotational speed of the Earth is how gravity works the way it does. Again, oversimplification of it. But to my understanding, there's more metals in the Earth's core than a planet our size has any right to have.
Interesting.
So that's what that is. That's big. So that could be, and again, as you know, we have refined metals more and more, and as we have polluted the planet, and as you know, asteroids and stuff strike into the planet, more and more metals get added. So what could be is that over time, a small amount of metals have added up to make gravity maybe more. And again, this is a theory, not proven fact. It's just me spitballing here. But what's probably happened is that over the years we have done a slow evolution for people to have denser bones. You want to get up, and then there you go. Patience.
He's walking from here, Jedi.
So yeah, no, I hope that answered your question.
No, it did.
Enough with the bomb puns already. Huh.
Oh, Jesus. Just so good.
So you have those.
Oh, jeez, you got these guys really.
But yeah, no, to answer your question, it would be possible for us to genetically enhance a human to spin a web.
Yeah, but it's just like.
But it takes a lot of manipulation, and our bodies our physiology is so specifically balanced that making that one change could do stupid amounts of damage to us.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Doesn't mean it can't be done. I mean, someone did a few years ago, or 2 years ago, make what we in the Gundam community would call a coordinator. When you go and watching Gundam Z, you'll get the reference there. But he basically genetically manipulated 2 embryos of unborn children to make them smarter, faster, and stronger. And it actually worked. As in they were actually born. We don't know the effect effects of this until a few years down the line. I remember a friend of mine back at Amazon. He was a big Gundam nerd, and I told him about this, and I looked at him and I said, "You know what this means, right?" He goes, "Yes, we're this much closer to a mobile suit era apocalypse."
Oh, jeez.
I say apocalypse is a whole other thing. Again, when we get into Gundam, you'll get the
Yeah.
But you know, we can manipulate
Yeah.
the human genome.
It's just whether or not our bodies can accept it, right? Or something like
It's not so much that. So here's another bit of biological that for you.
Okay.
So you remember way back in the day that stem cell research was such a controversial topic?
yeah.
Do you know what a stem cell is?
I don't remember. Can you refresh my memory again?
So a stem cell is a cell that is in all of our bodies.
Yes.
Actually, our body is composed of stem cells,
Yes.
but they're not stem cells anymore. What a stem cell is a cell that can be programmed to become whatever you damn well want it to.
Oh wow.
However, they can only be found
Fury.
as of right now in the womb before the baby is born. That's why it was so controversial, because a lot of people thought that it was, baby murder.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
and that's
We're up and outside. How's your team? Oh, bad reception. She must be in the basement or something.
Yeah.
Gotta catch up to her.
so and again depending on what side of the abortion topic you fall on,
Yeah.
you either are fine with stem cell research or you are completely against it.
Definitely
Yeah.
not haunted.
But again,
I know
if
you're
we knew
doing it
more
yourself,
about
but
stem cell research, we could actually
this
probably
way in here.
program a human
gotta
to
catch up to it.
regrow a limb, including the bones.
Now, now let's just say hypothetically that was possible. How fast and how long, as far as like, I mean, if you had to take a guess, how long
I can't deal
of
with
the
that today.
process would that take to get to that point, as far as regeneration and everything?
No, our bodies can already do it.
No.
On a smaller scale, but what a lizard does.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Probably not every old sad
It
parent
depends
is
on
swallowed by
how
beasts
many
that
times
worm
we
is
do
treated
the
with.
process,
Okay.
because it would get faster
Swallows
every
different
time.
ways.
I think for a lizard, I think it's like
Fury. Oh, that's worth a try.
I think it's upwards of like a month. It doesn't take that long for a lizard to grow back its limb. I think for us, we could probably get it to a point where we could grow back the arm, like the bone, the muscle, the cartilage, all that stuff. We
Yeah.
could probably get it to a point
This
where we
looks
could
like Hammerhead's base
grow
of
it back in
operations.
maybe a month.
No
But
Hammerhead.
that would take a couple of years of research with stem cells to do. We could actually feasibly reverse concussions and Alzheimer's and stuff. Like
Yeah.
the limits of application for this
Who gets to
are
control what once the rest
limitless,
of us
Yeah.
but because of the nature of how to harvest a stem cell,
Yeah.
and given how people react one way or the other,
Hmm.
we basically hit a roadblock, you know.
I got you. Yeah. Cause I'm always curious about like
Yeah,
certain
they're
things
much
when I see it, as far as like
Very subtle.
certain things that seem logical that could possibly like work, and as far as with generation, as far as with that, because I'm like, we can regenerate like very, very, very slow, but I've always wondered,
Don't much yet. They say he gets real creative.
is it possible for us to regenerate like much faster?
Yes.
But I'm glad you told me, because I was like, wow, it would take years just to.
As we get older, our
Don't
ability to
Cicero.
regenerate
Yeah.
gets slower.
A dirty
Oh, wow.
lawyer.
Like
will burst
you've
you,
probably
don't
noticed
cost
that like when you get
Well,
like a
it hits
certain
all
like, nick
those
on your arm,
things.
you remember it
It's
taking like
polished.
maybe upwards of like 2 or 3 days for it to heal
Don't
over.
forget.
Yeah.
But now it takes like a
Don't
week
much,
to
you'll be
scab
back.
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Almost seven
that
family
is
business.
our body slowing down this process.
Harry! That didn't sound good.
With
Gotta
stem
get
cell
fast.
research,
Yeah.
it does become possible that we could theoretically have a regenerative ability on par with, not exactly like, but
Yeah.
on par with
I should get this
Wolverine.
guy out of everyone's way. It's ugly up there.
Oh, that's gotta be terrifying.
Exactly. two there. Cause I've always wondered, like, is it even like so? Like I said, I'm always asking these questions, and I know it may sound dumb to some people, but I'm always curious to know, especially like seeing certain movies. I'm always curious, like, is it possible to get certain to stay young, like Wolverine? Is it possible to because
well, again, Wolverine, he's not staying young. Is that his regeneration is so good? He effectively has a slower aging process.
But is that even possible? Like, for
yes.
us, so it's possible for us.
So you know the adage "black don't crack."
Yeah.
That's actually so. How to put this in such a way where I don't come as a racist jackass.
No, it's fine.
So it came out in like the late 90s, early 2000s that the absence of melanin in your skin is actually a genetic defect.
Oh, really?
Yes. It is actually biologically advantageous to have melanin in your skin. If you look at white people compared to black people, compared to Latin people, compared to Asian people in similar age range. What the Lord?
I don't know what's happening. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, let me just go ahead. I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to do that. I was slowly. Thank God I did that.
But yeah, going back to it, if you look at all these ethnic groups in a similar age range, you'll notice that each one looks, and I mean without makeup.
No, it's fine. No.
Certain groups show their age more clearly.
No. Honestly, I'm being honest. I'd rather you be blunt because look, I need people to understand here. We're always blunt. I'm saying for me, I don't care. I like being blunt. It's the truth. I'd rather be blunt than saying it's like, oh, and be fake and all that. I can't do that.
It's not so much me being fake and whatnot. I just want to make sure the information I give out is as accurate as possible.
Oh yeah,
that's the one downside of being blunt is that sometimes you just give out the exact wrong information.
Oh yeah.
Or at least, or in best case scenario, you just don't give out the most accurate information.
No, I got you. Yeah.
That's a little live video gear.
But yeah, it did come out that having no melanin in your skin is a genetic defect, and the reason why I think they came to that conclusion is when you look at all these other cultures and they would randomly have like a pure white child with like this kind of like off-colored hair, almost blonde-looking hair.
Yeah.
And you look at the area they're in, it's like, oh, that's not good advantageously.
Wow.
Evolutionarily, anyway. So that's why, further north you get, having paler skin is okay. But going like more to the equator and stuff, yeah.
Jesus, this head is huge.
That's the problem with new cops.
Oh, that's right. His head has a metal plate in it.
Oh, wow.
And he just killed that guy in one hit.
Oh, I can't let her die. Oh my gosh.
That means that you have to be stealthy in this section of the stealth section.
He did bad.
We earned your respect. You hit us, we hit back. Made you know your place. Gave you the fear.
Oh my gosh.
But now.
Oh, he just spit in his face.
No, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that. You just
told you he's dead.
I'd rather take that than get hit in the head. Oh, never mind. I'll take that back. Come on, Spotty. Woo! Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Oh no, we gotta save him. He got a kid.
Oh!
Oh!
No, Yuri got it.
Whoa!
Father God! Hands behind your head! How about no? Captain, I'm sorry. Do it! Now! There it is. There's the fear. Do it, Cap. Do it!
Ooh!
There's fight. Okay, and that suit, that's actually pretty dope.
I'm glad I picked that suit. Oh my god! This is awesome!
Matt Reeves is there.
You know, no, that's true. Yes, yes. Put it there. Put it there. Yes.
I'm not a big fan of those muzzle flash scenes, but that scene was done very well.
Yes. Oh, Jesus. Ooh.
Peter, don't scare her. Please don't scare her, because you know he's going to.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Oh, yes, he did kill him.
No, I think one of the thugs did.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they actually did kill him.
Oh, Jesus. He's got to pay. He's got to pay. Oh, Hammerhead's got to pay. There's just no... Blindsided. Pulling the trigger. Jesus.
Yuri, you sure you're okay?
Fine, I just need a chance to catch my breath.
Let me run point. I'll track Hammerhead, figure out what he's planning. You need time to heal.
That would be good. I need to call my men's families. Let them know what happened. But don't leave me out of the loop. You learned anything, let me know.
Promise. We'll stop this guy, Yuri.
No, not stop. We're gonna nail him to the wall.
Hammerhead made it personal today.
Nice
Yeah.
hammer
Let
punch.
him continue to run wild. Been hearing rumors this man are posted up at the bar with no name. Good a place as any to start the hunt.
Anyway, so what were we talking about beforehand?
I think it was about Hammerhead and him having a metal plate in his head.
No, it was before that.
Um,
I know we're talking about like programming stuff. Oh no, oh yeah,
Oh, the
yeah,
other-
yeah, with the genes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So anyway, going back to that. Yeah, no, yeah, we can, if we know what we're doing,
yeah.
we can program the human body to age slower.
Okay.
It would basically be so like with melanin basically it protects your skin against the wear and tear of UV rays from the sun.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. The bar with no name. Watering hole for New York's most notorious criminals. Last time I went in there, the fight lasted most of Labor Day weekend. But now I have you, my adorable little friend.
But yeah, so
Someone in here must know what Hammerhead's planning. Need to eavesdrop on a few conversations, see what I can learn.
avoid bumping into enemies, so you can't just run at them.
Yeah, or not. Okay.
No guns, no fighting, no powers, huh? That's expecting a lot from the folks who run through here.
Can you run at walls?
I don't wanna give you my guns.
See, I don't want to try right now. There's people there.
You probably got that pipe.
Unfortunately, I can't let you into the bar. I don't wanna.
But yeah, no. So the thing with melanin is that it protects your skin against UV rays because UV rays will burn out its elasticity / it'll age it faster. It'll wear it down faster.
Sorry, whatever.
That's
repair
why-
has to fix this.
That's why with certain people with certain skin tones,
Yeah.
being out in the sun will do way more damage to their skin than others.
Gotcha.
And they become very leathery at a young age, or very
Yeah.
saggy at a younger age.
Yeah.
Isolate their focal wavelengths.
You could, but theoretically, if you could isolate the gene that governs regeneration, you could theoretically have somebody who looks like they're 20 all the way up into their 70s.
Gentlemen have to say.
Okay. So what and I don't know if you know this part, but what would be the risk somebody trying to do that? What's the risk that they will face if they wanted to do that?
The risk would be the same risk as anything to do with modifying the human genome. You run the risk of actually developing very, very bad cancers.
Okay, gotcha.
Or, ironically, shortening your life expectancy.
Gotcha.
Another thing you could probably do is have mental impairments, impaired motor function, like again, changing anything in the human genome without fully understanding how
it's very
that body
dangerous.
works. Yeah, it's very dangerous because every human body. I know everybody says it, but it is true. Every person's biology is different to the next person. There are similarities certainly, but when you get down to like the fine nitty gritty of everything, oh no, it couldn't be. We might as well be making a completely different species every time we make a child.
Gotcha. Can't go under the. Oh Jesus! I can't go under here.
Oh, I go into the left.
I mean,
so there's that ramp right there. So
well, I mean, see, if I try that, the guys might see me. That's the only problem.
Well, if you move fast enough, they might not notice you.
Oh Jesus!
Done right there.
Now I'm curious about if bars have guns behind it.
Yes.
Okay, well, you answered my question that quick.
It's a bar. What the hell?
We're
in America.
No.
9 times out of 10, there's some kind of firearm.
Y'all can say I'm y'all can say I'm stupid and whatnot, but I've never been to a bar, so.
I've never been to a bar too. I've just been in America. I know how this shit works.
That is true. Okay, so now here's the tricky part. I can't go on this side because somebody's gonna see me. I don't want to jump down because I think somebody's gonna see me. So I'm stuck in a dilemma because
you might have to
jump down, right? See what watch this. Let me show you.
not jump down. You might have to go to another barrel there. Never mind.
See what watch this.
I would try going back in and then keep going straight.
No, it's fine.
So you move back to the keep right behind them. So you gotta be very, very fast. You gotta remember that meter takes time to build up. It's not so much that when it's there.
Let me just try it.
Maybe you gotta eavesdrop.
I may have to go down. Let me try that.
It's eavesdropping time. One of these guys has to know what Harriet's planning next. Which group looks shadier than the rest?
That's the inherent issue with. That's why cyberpunk is such a interesting concept. As a boy, you should get there.
This is a risky area. So, how am I supposed to get that information?
Try getting underneath the table right next to them. Well, I think when it says safe, you're good.
Okay, perfect. Gotcha.
Isolate their vocal waveforms.
But Cyberpunk, like Ghost in the Shell, the game Cyberpunk 2099.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All the Martian bombs are holed up in one location? More rats think they're safe that way. Might as well show them. Gonna hit them all at once. And the war, take over the Magia. Stupid bombs.
If Hammerhead takes out the Dons, he'll control the whole Magia.
Oh, Jesus.
I have to reach them first. Someone here must know their location.
So, going back to it, Cyberpunk, is a lot of it is, some of you obviously know, replacing parts of your body with metal augmentations, sometimes guns, sometimes blades, sometimes hacking equipment, sometimes just putting metal armor, you just have metal arm, or just having a metal body. Is actually why, if we ever get to that point, it'll make the entire idea of transhumanism, because it'll go from, because right now we're kind of there with like transgender and transsexuality, but if we get there fully, it basically becomes. Remember, you can leave that table right there.
Yeah.
If you get there fully, you would then get past that point and go to transhumanism, i.e., what makes you human? Can you still call yourself human if 95% of you is metal?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking as long as you have, I mean, so I don't know. It's tricky because I feel like if you're able to make, no, if you have the free will or make choices and make decisions on your own without somebody trying to instruct you or demand that you,
Yo, this is Salt on the Martian Dogs. Where did it happen? The location? Nah, new guy says he knows though. Hammerhead told him personal like, he says. What's up with newbies getting intel before us? Gonna bust this kid's chops.
I really hope the new guy knows what the odds are at. Come on, new guy, you can do it.
but what was I saying? I can't remember.
Oh, talking about transhumanism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We got some time. We got like a lot. We got a good couple minutes here. But again, that's a more complicated topic than anything else.
Yeah.
That is a more complicated topic than I can really like properly
Talk about it.
explain
Yeah.
myself.
Scarlet's Spider-Man.
You almost had problems.
I just, cause I felt a little nudge on my,
Gotta isolate their vocal wavelengths.
That's interesting though.
But yeah, transhumanism and all that stuff. But it also is like we would need to have a rock solid percent of the human body.
Let you know where the dogs is at. Keep your voice down. It's just, I don't know.
Come on, new guy.
I knew it. Friggin' no fish. But I do know who does so. Vinny and Gino. Yeah, they're in the back. And they ain't telling nobody. Like that's news. Vinny and Gino know everything. Stop running your mouth, new guy.
Vinny and Gino, huh? Need to get in the back so they know.
But yeah, again, it would require a rock solid understanding of the
Just
liquid
need to get it open.
Oh, I see what I did there. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably go straight in.
Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna open up for you. You jump. What do you got, man?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because the EMP, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Pardon me, coming through.
Music, Dan. Hey, what's going on? Vinny and Gino. Some big plans.
Keep on the chair.
Alright, there, right there.
Yeah.
A map of Hammerhead's businesses? Gotta get a better look at it.
The Granite Distillery in the auto shop? Hammerhead's been money for years. Literally.
There. When I'm done here, I'm calling MJ.
Complete.
She's gonna want to know about those spots
No,
where I
wait,
piece
so
of
this
plant.
is another like, hey, here's some extra you can do on the map. But yeah, going back to that.
Okay, onward. Find Vinny and Gino. Figure
Yeah,
out
that
what
would take an
an
understanding of the human body that we just don't have right now.
Yeah.
Like we're getting there. We are getting there.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, what I say, man.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, we are getting there. Like a lot of the prosthetic limbs nowadays are getting very advanced to the point where they actually are reading the electrical impulses from the brain into the body.
Yeah.
Like for instance, if you lose an arm, the map of your body, your brain still has a map of your body in it. So even if you lose that limb, your brain still thinks it's there.
Yeah.
That's why it'll have what's called a phantom pain.
Wow.
So it's like let's say I lose my leg from the knee down, but I feel a pain in my big toe.
Yeah.
That's your brain saying something should be there is not, ergo there should be pain here. That's your brain trying to find the part of itself that's missing.
Gotcha.
Because as far as it's concerned, it should still be there. It's not that even though your brain knows you lost it, even though your brain knows it's not there anymore, your brain's like, okay, let me look for it now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's kind of what prosthetics nowadays are trying to do. They're trying to basically take that impulse in your brain and map it to the arm, map it to the limb. They're trying to read the electrical signal in your head that says this should be a thing.
Gotcha.
Also, the slick new sample guns. He has really cool guns.
And then once that happens, it's just a matter of people being like, okay, I want to go ahead and do X, Y, and Z with this limb. You know what I'm saying?
There an eclectic box in here?
About one.
An electric box?
I think it thinking fast.
You said eclectic. Like my hand with them damn princess does.
Gotta distract
Big
both
dolls
of them.
or something. Oh, I love those
Oh,
things.
okay.
Oh yeah, well, I got you with the speaker box.
Okay, so you have the speaker box and the light. Okay, okay.
I've got to clear the room. Another outlet, maybe? AM radio. Vintage. Damn it! Now's my chance.
Yeah. Come on.
Almost.
Yeah.
Dons are hiding in the Auerbach Theater. I need to reach them before Hammerhead does. Nice work, Spider-Bot. Now hide and I'll come back for you later. With several bottles of bleach.
What's so about?
Makes sense.
Cause that's a nasty bar.
Hey, MJ. It's Pete.
Yeah, I have your number in my phone.
That-
You don't have to tell me it's you.
Right, obviously. Listen, I know you're working on that piece about Magia fronts. I found something that might help.
Yeah?
I have the location of 4 Hammerhead businesses, and I'm willing to bet real money that they're not legit.
You got no money to bet, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'll look into them right away.
Why don't you let me do the legwork? I'll pass along what I find.
That would be so helpful. I'm on a deadline. Let's talk soon.
But yeah, so
Interesting.
that's where we're at with that. And again, I would say the next couple of next like decade or so will probably be there.
Yeah.
Brave enough to stand up against Hammerhead?
And
Better go
depending
keep
on
an eye
what
on
we
him.
get with stem cell research, we might be able to get to a point where we can actually start regenerating limbs.
Yeah.
It'll then at that point be and I wonder if it would be like a permanent thing, or if it would
I don't
be
think
like
I don't-
you take an injection and
Yeah.
then it just be like a healing process.
Yeah, I don't think permanent yet. I think I think when it gets to that point, it'll be temporary.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably do more research on making it I guess indefinite.
Yeah. Because that would be a DNA thing, obviously.
You
But,
don't think we can try to back these blocks? Have you seen what's going on out there? I don't trust anybody.
Because you got a point. That cop who just said that.
yeah.
And this cop's being stupid.
They're moving.
Any more questions I can steal for you?
No, I just I think he answered my question so far. But yeah, that was TED Talk with Backstage.
Yeah, I know a lot of random stuff, so.
Yeah, and I have a lot of random questions, so it's perfect.
What try to change
Might be a
those?
bit slow.
What the chances?
Wait, so I thought
It's a tailing mission. Tailing missions always require you to stay a certain distance away. You can't get too far away or you lose them. You can't get too close or you spook them. They are the bane of certain people's existence.
All quiet so far. Maybe too quiet. Man, I wish there was someone around here to say that.
you know it seems weird guys I'm doing is I'm just doing my way. Just
Hammerhead thugs. Always in the wrong place at the wrong time. I gotta keep that witness safe.
This witness is dangerous jobs today, folks. Nothing to see here. Move on.
Now for this to be a second DLC, it's very interesting. Just learn about him and everything.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I don't know anything about him. Gotcha. Well, Spider-Man.
I don't remember no Spider-Man stuff either.
Okay.
I know he's a villain. I don't know where he ranks in Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery. I don't even know if he's a Spider-Man Rogue. He could be a Daredevil Rogue that just mixed in Spider-Man this time. So sometimes Spider-Man games, they have characters from other series come in to help fill the roster. Like in Spider-Man, I forget what it was. What we did play either as a good guy Spider-Man or a bad guy Spider-Man. Wolverine was in there. I was just So it's better. I do plan on actually playing Cyberpunk. I'm just trying to figure out how the best go about it. I want to play it on PC so I can get some mods to make the game. Hey, look better and play cool.
Yeah, cause I actually want to see you play that. That was because now when I heard they did correct all the patches and everything. But I still want to see like
they patched several things. There's supposedly free DLC coming out sometime this year. And an expansion. Excuse me, an expansion coming out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like an actual story expansion.
Because I know there was, I don't know if it's true or not, there was a Keanu Reeves story.
Yes, Keanu Reeves is in the game. It was very good. It was publicized pretty heavily, actually.
Yeah.
And he actually showed up at the announcement of the game.
Yeah, now I did see that, yes.
But, and rumor has it, and these are two rumors that I'm not certain which one is true or not. The reason why the game ended up being in an unfinished state the way it was is that apparently one rumor is that Keanu loved the character and played so much that he requested to have a bigger role for the story.
Yeah.
And number two is that the people CD Projekt Red,
Yeah.
the developer of the game,
Yeah.
their parent company wanted to use Keanu more since they already had him on their payroll.
Wow.
So I'm not sure which one's true. And then when the development kept dragging on, they just forced it out, and that's what ended up happening. And again, nowadays, sure, you can basically patch a game after release, but there are some elements of the game you just cannot fix without rewriting it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for more
One of which being
guys
the
who are in the
story. You basically have to rewrite the entire story from the ground up if you mess on that.
Yeah.
Which is what they're probably going to end up doing. Oh, also, side note, Five Nights at Freddy's, Matt Willard, I think it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the first to sign off with 3 of those movies.
Wow.
Yeah, so even for the movie, they have 3 already.
I'm really happy for him.
I'm happy for him too. I'm happy for the FNAF fans. I just hope that it's
Good.
decent. I thought it was say good, just decent.
Okay, on to the Auerbach Theater. It's done sitting time.
You say Don sitting time?
Yep, Dawn sitting.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, no, going back to Cyberpunk. Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing it. I had no interest in it when it first came out.
I haven't played it all period.
And after seeing some of it, there are things about it I just don't like.
Yeah.
But I am, like, as I'm seeing the community grow for seeing, CG Projekt Red actually take the time to turn it around. Yeah, I give it. I would actually give it a shot now.
Yeah, but I agree with you because the trailer itself, it piqued my interest. But when I saw the gameplay, it did pique my interest. I was like,
What happened to me is it had what I like to deem the Game of Thrones effect, where it was trying too damn hard to be edgy and cool.
Yeah.
But now looking at it now, it's like, okay, it seems like they actually did a pretty good job.
If that's Hammerhead, we got a big problem. Okay, what is this?
A giant drone, probably? Yeah, walk right up to it.
You idiots.
We're safe. Quit. See, these kind of clowns are exactly why I avoid opening nights.
Stable phone, they can do surprise. Yo, I do that. Interesting concept.
Yeah.
Little one and done though. Can imagine me recovering clean up. Must be a pain in the ass.
For what?
Picking up that capsule that just popped
Oh
out.
yeah, of course. Because the insurance, and then you gotta also pay people to fix the ground and everything.
Oh no, not that. I'm talking about Stable just recovering the device.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
The car is
Oh
bad.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
someone else's problem entirely.
Yeah, yeah.
What I do feel bad for is Cyberpunk is the creator of the tabletop game that Cyberpunk is based off of. The Avengers Arc is based on a tabletop game that came out in like the 50s.
Sure.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 is a story / preloaded campaign. It's based off of D&D style tabletop game.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know it either until like 2 years ago. The guy doing interviews, and he basically said, I didn't want to do this because the technology just isn't there to make the game I want to make it for a video game. And people weren't interested in adapting my story. They just wanted access to the IP. So here comes CD Projekt Red, who basically made their name with the Witcher series. I'm sure they have something beyond that, but they've made their name with the Witcher series. Faithfully adapting these stories, which makes sense because I believe it's based on Polish mythology, and CD Projekt is based in Poland, so it does make sense. But again, they're known for that. It's one-to-one adaptation of the material. It's faithful. DLCs that even if they are new, they feel like something that the original writer would make. I think the original writer is still alive. So they approached him to make the game, and he said, and I quote, I was surprised with their knowledge, but they pointed out things that I completely forgot about the tabletop adaptation.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, so that's probably why why he went with them. It's just unfortunate that in this modern gaming economy, with publishers being parent companies over developers, to the point where publishers are more interested in buying developers and then shutting them down when they don't perform the way they want them to after they interfere deeply in the projects. Looking at you,
Yes.
And then then they take these legendary developers and then split up the studio and dissolve it so they can make a tax write off on the purchase.
Yeah.
It is just sad to see that that particular passion project didn't pan out the way it probably should. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll learn.
Oh, let's hope so. That's a big hope so. Jeez.
So what I think is probably going to end up happening is a lot of developers are going to basically say, we are not letting you, if I were them, I would go, we are not letting you buy out our studio. We will partner with you and we will make a game exclusive for you as a publisher.
Yeah.
But beyond that, no, you are not buying us out because we are not about to sit here and do this. Have you come in and basically take over this project we're trying to make, break it, and then make it our fault that you broke it.
Yeah,
like what they did with Anthem. Anthem, in case y'all don't know, was the Bioware game where you had like mech combat.
Yeah.
If you actually, again, it came out that it basically abandoning it. But Bioware had a completely different vision in mind for the game, and EA, Bioware, said, you're going to make it like this because this will sell, and it didn't sell. And they went, well, obviously it's Bioware's fault they didn't sell. I was like, no, EA, it's your fault because you guys stopped making good games.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on what happened with Andromeda. So what happened with Andromeda is...
why does that sound so familiar?
Mass Effect.
Oh, okay, gotcha, okay.
So to give you an idea, when the first Mass Effect came out, they actually had an entire separate team of like I think it was like 250 people
Yeah.
dedicated to just modeling eyeballs.
Okay.
That's how insanely detailed it was, because they wanted these characters to look as real as possible.
Gotcha.
Then this was back in Bioware was doing its own thing. Then EA bought it, released Mass Effect 2, which again, very solid game. But EA being EA said, okay, but we're going to make you limit player choice to where they can't have homosexual relationships inside the game.
Yeah.
Which was stupid. Third game came out, Backlash happened, and they let you have your same-sex relationships, which thank God, because honestly, some of those are actually really well written. And one of the characters in the game is from an all-female species, so if you want to romance her as a female, it kind of sucked if you couldn't do it. Anyway, going back to that. Man, you are hitting all the buttons. But again, they rushed it out, and it just got to a point where it just didn't work. So then Andromeda came out, and EA, instead of letting Bioware do their own in-house animations, which again, their animations, Bioware has a habit of making the same animation, recycling it over and over and over again, Sonic Adventure style. They outsourced the animation to a completely different team, and they just didn't know what they were doing. And then they made them crowbar the Mass Effect game universe into the engine they used to make Battlefield, which is a game designed to be a first-person shooter with a very contained map and very specific set pieces, whereas BioWare's Mass Effect, for the most part, their worlds are these massive open worlds where you can do a lot of things. You can explore, have these events, have all these preloaded characters.
Yeah.
Basically, the engine they forced Andromeda to be in was never designed to work for an RPG.
Wow.
But EA going, we're proud of this engine, so you have to use it because you want everything to use it, and it's just like this engine is not as good as you think it is.
Yeah.
So that was one of the big issues.
Here too, crab holds its breath. And yes, folks, yes, it's a triple play. The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, Pete is stupid.
Don't you guys ever get tired of losing? I'm just saying, it must be a morale breaker.
Whew. This is amazing. And you know what, guys? I'm actually, and I know me and God already talk about this, but I'm actually still curious about his opinion on God of War. Even though I already know his opinion, I'm just saying, I still want to, because I'm curious to know when I play it. I just want to see how you feel, because again, it could change, it may not change, I don't know. But I'm just curious. I'm a curious person.
About Ragnarok?
Yeah, I mean, like, just overall God of War.
I mean, we'll see what happens, because again, my opinion on the first game is that, again, story's fantastic, writing's fantastic, it's just a bad God of War game.
Yeah.
Like again, it should have been his own separate Norse inspired story, but
Yeah.
whatever. We'll see with Ragnarok. I'm fairly certain that Ragnarok's gonna be the same level of quality in terms of narrative. I just know that the game is gonna bore the hell out of me.
Put your head inside and check
Go
them
check
just in
the
case.
balance. Did you? Let me ask you this. Did you feel?
Yellow one, not the white one.
Yeah. Did you feel God of War 3 was good or not?
No, it wasn't good.
Okay.
It wrapped up very well, but it was very clearly rushed. Compared to 1 and 2, it was very
really?
clearly
Wow.
rushed.
Okay. Wow. And
God of War 2 had so much more content in it, so much more
Guys,
stuff in there.
you really need to rethink your security set up.
oh.
Huh.
Right.
Ah!
Because of the digging tank things. Obviously.
Right. He's right. It's like, why did I think that they wouldn't do
This did not go well.
that? But yeah.
He got away. With the Dons.
What? Are you serious?
The Seawolf he's been stealing? She had more in her arsenal than I thought.
You told me you would take care of this.
You told me not to worry.
I did, yes. I screwed up. I'm sorry.
No more breaks. No more time off. I'm on this now. I'll call you when I've got a plan.
Jesus.
Great work, Pete. Just great.
Last Stand.
Not a good X-Men movie. Anyway, hey Screwball, how you doing?
It's me, obviously.
Really don't have time for this today, Screwball.
There's always time for great content, especially when it stars New York's favorite sweater guy in a series of high-stakes life or death challenges. Come on, you enjoy the fun. Don't keep my audience waiting.
I'm going to yellow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's her mission or not, but
No.
at least you know she's there.
Yeah.
I
I just can't get the name Screwball.
Oh no, that is a Screwball mission. Go to Screwball streaming relay.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm confused here. Give me 1 second here. Now, what is this?
No, it's a mandatory story mission.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just couldn't tell because...
Yeah, I think it's just to set up that we have more Screwball missions in
Yeah.
this in the high DLC.
Go! Oh, can't wait to see what thrilling action Spidey brings to the table for season 2.
You know, I'm actually in talks with this competing subscription service, so...
Please, I basically discovered you. And if you leave, my fans will be so upset. Angry flash mobs upset. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!
Oh
God. I hate that. I don't know what it is.
Since last time, I modified the Trojan she installed to ping her location each time I do one of her shows.
So these
Once
are
I get
all
enough
Screwball
pings like a
missions.
triangulate, find
I
a
don't think you have
hideout.
to do them right
Yeah,
now.
it was just popping up just to
Yeah.
indicate those are I guess her. I don't know. If it was
Yeah,
her.
those are her missions.
Okay.
Question: do you want to do these after you do all the DLCs, or just move on to the next game after this?
I actually want to move to the next game because my whole objective was to do the DLCs, just the side missions that intertwine with the DLC, and that's it. But I'll probably do like the rest of this stuff later on. But for right now, I'm just focusing on the DLC and just move on to the next game.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, what were we talking about beforehand?
I do not know.
I think we were talking about going back to the nausea thing. Then there was the I made a crack about the Last Stand.
The Last of Us show, I gotta say, is getting really, really good. They are.
So it's turned around since the last time.
Yeah, yeah. So like I said, I had to skip episode 3 just to the ending for a reason. But after that, I love that one. I wanted more of that actually. It felt short for me.
Right, God of War. I thought
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you finished your thought.
Oh no. I was just saying I love episode 4 because I love seeing the interaction between Joel and Ellie on that one, and just the interactions they had. It was incredible.
Okay.
I really did love it.
Every time I hear about Last of Us, it's always about the relationship between Ellie and Joel. So as long as they're focusing on that in a nice way.
Yeah. No, actually, like I said, and Brad, you know me too. Or if I don't think it's right, I will.
You just drop it.
Yeah. And but it like I said, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey are doing an amazing job. And like I said, Pedro Pascal, again, I had a little faith in him only on this because I was so used to Troy Baker playing Joe. But just seeing this, his version, I really do love it. I do love it. So and I can.
I think it's a bit too soon for that, Miles. So I definitely appreciate the offer.
Ooh, I like this.
It's not like the movies, you know? You can get seriously hurt. There's some pretty bad dudes on the streets right now.
Would I learn somehow?
I know. We'll get together soon, okay? I promise.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Teens make me feel anxious.
Bruh!
There's a scene in
Yeah.
the comic. I saw this comic out of context.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man and MJ. I think they're married now. He has just come back from patrol. He's just wearing a Spider-Man mask. He doesn't.
We can't let Hammerhead continue to arm itself, and those Berlin tanks will tear apart our lockup. I'm spreading the remaining signal gear throughout the city. Give him multiple targets. Force him to thin his men out.
Okay, what do you need from me?
protect the transports. We will have multiple runs in transit at once. Be ready to back up any cadet into trouble.
You got it.
Once the gear's relocated, we'll focus on Hammerhead. Stay sharp. Lives are on the line.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
liking what I hear in her voice.
Yeah,
I
see,
gotta
me
make
either.
Tom Fury after this. She gives me a lot of grief, but I can't let her down. Let me see if I can pick up the police comms channels.
I invaded. Repeat, Convoy 3, progress unengaged.
Route appears clear ahead. No hostiles visible. Safe house 2, ready to receive.
Okay, so far, so good.
All units, eyes up for all Hammerhead hostiles along transport routes.
Armed hostiles. That's long.
But yeah, no, yeah, everybody talks about, going over the last of us and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear it's going right. What I heard from the last time we talked, it made me worried that the individual directing the show didn't care to get the actual material right.
Yeah, but I still believe in my heart. I'm not gonna lie to you. Episode 3, he did that just for his own. Yeah, and
And that's why I was concerned.
yeah, but honestly, after that,
Snipers are opening up on the convoy.
come on.
There. That should get things moving again.
But yeah,
Sniper solo on the convoy
but
route.
the last of us, no, I'm glad
I need
to
to push
hear
ahead
it's
and
going
clear
right.
the way.
The last episodes of Velma aired for the first season, and it got even worse.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
not going into it, but basically they tried to pull the mystery out of
No, it's
thin
fine.
air.
I want to hear this.
And
I really want to hear this.
I didn't watch it, but apparently there's just like a hypnotism thing going on where Velma doesn't remember that she was hypnotized, and her mom was somehow the murderer, but she obviously wasn't the murderer. She was also hypnotized. I'm just like, you set from what I understand, they set none of this up, and they just I'm watching clips. I'm not watching the episodes, but from what I've seen, they set none of this up, and they're still trying to crack wise about jokes that just are not funny. And it's like if you spent half as much time working on your mystery as you did on these terrible ass jokes, you might have gotten away with being a mediocre show.
Yeah.
As it stands now, it's so terrible.
Line them up and knock them down.
So here's my question. Do you see the problem I have with this? It's like, look, I'm like you just said, it's getting worse and worse and worse. So that indication to you should be, if it's getting worse, what does that say to you that y'all need to start working on?
That they're probably not gonna do a season 3 of this show.
Yeah, exactly. But they don't need to do a season 2, period.
Which tells me that when Kaylin did her negotiating, she basically said I want a season 2, no exceptions.
Wow.
And I wonder how the hell she pulled that.
I don't know.
Apparently she plans to go to Hollywood now. I saw the
Oh, stop.
I saw the clickbait title and I'm like, you're probably not gonna be going to Hollywood.
No, you're not.
Anyway, let's swing back around to the original question with God of War.
Yeah.
So God of War 3 was an okay game. God of War 2 was still the best of the series.
Okay, yeah. So I think the only reason why I can't say anything about that because I haven't played it yet. So, but the fact that you said that, I'm like, wow, that's very surprising to hear.
Yeah. Which is weird because I think God of War 3 had a solid chunk of development time between 2 and 3, but it felt like God of War 3 was it wasn't as long as 2, like nowhere near as long as 2. There was nowhere near as much content in 3 as there was in 2. There was some content, but not much. The powers and stuff worked very weirdly, comparatively speaking. And the story as a wrap-up,
it wasn't good.
It
It
put
felt
it
like
to you like this. The character of Kratos they were building up, and this is not including Ascension, because that came out after 3, not including Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta, which came out between 1 and 2. The character they were building up for Kratos in the first and second game, and the character we got in the third game, did not feel like Kratos.
Gotcha.
Now, thematically speaking, it makes sense. Someone pointed out to me that there was a scene in God of War 3 where you take one of Poseidon's concubines, and you basically force her to hold up a wheel and explode her. That's supposed to be the point in the game where it's like you go from sympathizing with Kratos to be like, maybe he's gone too far. And they did that. It's like, okay, I get where you're coming from, that would make sense. But the rest of the game doesn't feel like it holds up to that.
Gotcha.
Like it feels like they were trying their damnedest to wrap up a story, but also have a lot of callbacks in it. That it didn't give the story time to breathe. The second game was an epic. It was epic, which is again why I'm so harsh on the God of War reboot, because the God of War reboot is just Norse Last of Us.
Wait, what? Okay, so I'm confused. Now, what reboot are you talking about?
The one that just came out, not Ragnarok, the game that kicked it off.
Wait, before that one?
Yeah, that one.
With his son?
Yes.
That wasn't a reboot.
No, it was a reboot.
No, it wasn't.
It's a soft reboot. It might not seem like it, but it was a soft reboot.
Oh,
Because the reason why I think it's a soft reboot is that again, it was a different tone and a completely different gameplay tone.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's a soft reboot, not a hard reboot. A hard reboot is where you just get rid of everything that came beforehand. This one kept the original backstory, kept a lot of the stuff, but they changed a few things around. Here's how I know this, because I know for a fact that in again, unless I'm misquoting here, you can tell me I am. When you get to the point in the original in God of War 4, this is called God of War, or Dad of Troy as the memes call it. When you get to the point where you retrieve his old blades, they're called the Blades of Chaos again, not the Blades of Exile.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, that's right. That's right.
And they haven't been the Blades of Chaos since the first fucking game.
Oh no, you're right. So
The second.
that's right. I do remember
Because in
that.
the second game, they're the Blades of Athena.
What was the name of it in number 3?
The Blades of Exile. So here's how it is, right?
Yeah.
So in God of War Ascension,
Yeah.
God of War, and the Chains of Olympus, they are called the Blades of Chaos.
Okay.
Near the end of God of War, and again, I plan on playing God of War for us, because that game is stupidly hard, and very archaic in its design, even by the standards of the gameplay I was going for. Still plays better than 3 in my opinion. But
I still gotta put God of War Ragnarok too.
But
Says the king of shouldering too much responsibility.
but by the end of the first game, you lose the Blades of Chaos, and you are gifted the Blades of Athena. In the Ghost of Sparta, and in God of War 2, and the beginning of 3, they are called the Blades of Athena. It is after you go to the River Styx, which, by the way, in Greek mythology, Kratos actually is a real character, but he's not the character they pictured us in the game. He's not displayed the same way. His name is actually Kratos. He is actually meant to be one of Zeus's bodyguards and his most loyal subject, and his mom is the River Styx. So when he goes to the River Styx and has the power situation, basically just domestic abuse. But after that, they're called the Blades of Exile, and they have a completely different design. That's why I say that the God of War, just God of War, I guess. I don't think they give it up as God of War. I'm probably God of War because that's where it started off at. That's why I call it a soft reboot, because everybody knows what the Blade was called when it first started,
I
and
didn't-
no one, well, I think everybody, obviously if you start with the third game,
Yeah, I didn't.
you either noticed it or you didn't, and to be fair, it's a small detail, you don't have to notice it.
Yeah.
But in the God of War Ragnarok stuff, you know, the Norse stuff, they call it Blade Chaos because that's the most iconic name for the blades. That's why I call it a soft reboot.
Gotcha.
And I can see why you would be call it a soft reboot.
Yeah.
But again, it's been years between Ascension, which was the last game that came out, and the new one, and they had to reintroduce this for a new audience. And again, it just feels like The Last of Us, but God of War. Same camera style, from what I've seen, the same gameplay style. It was you know, cinematic camera, cinematic gameplay, so that way you can focus more on the narrative of the game. And nothing wrong with that, all things considered, is why I say that, again, it's a good game, just not a good God of War. And this is coming from the same series with God of War 2. It probably has a more in-depth story than I would argue 3 has.
Oh, wow.
I mean, hell, they got Michael Clark Duncan to play a character in God of War 2. The big black guy from 3 Mile?
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ, that guy's voice perfect.
I heard he was a dick.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, now again, I might be wrong, because I don't know. One of the guys that she may know, he told me that Michael Clark Duncan was a dick.
That could be true. I don't know. I never heard any stories about it.
Yeah, I haven't either. Probably I was like, huh?
Some of the like everything I've heard from some things that he's basically he's a quiet to himself kind of guy.
Yeah.
I never heard anything like he's like this big sweet or anything, but he's always from what I've understood. He's characterized like this. He's kind of like, I keep to myself. I don't want to tell anybody.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's interesting though.
So yeah, that and again, it's hard to pin down. It's hard to make it about the new God of War, because I know a lot of people. I don't want to take that whole.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
But it's hard for me to explain that. It's like, I am honestly got sick and tired of these new games trying to be The Last of Us. Let Last of Us be Last of Us. If you want to tell this new God of War story, fine, but did you have to basically rip out the core gameplay of God of War and tell it?
To them, probably, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think he created God of War.
I thought
not to mention the new God of War fundamentally mischaracterizes Kratos by going off of the fan perception of his character that he was always this angry guy that killed people. No, Kratos was a much more complex and tragic character, taking out the supplemental stuff that came with it just for off of 1 and 2.
Yeah.
No, there was a lot more going on with his character than what people really thought at the time. And I'm sorry for everybody to be arguing that, it's just video games are growing up, and I'm like, no, you're being pretentious. So there's that. Again, I'm not going to knock The Last of Us for doing it, because again, I understood that for them to best convey the gameplay experience they wanted to convey, that's what they felt was the best, the best way to go about it. And I'm not going to knock it for starting to trim because they probably didn't think it was hard to trim. What I am going to knock is every other game developer trying to ape it.
Yeah.
You guys know the concept radius, right? It was just don't say secret for long. Yeah, no. I'm sure this same will take us to serve you really well in prison.
Thank you. I need to get rid. That's why I need to get rid of so fast. Good Lord. Another one. Perfect.
Here it goes.
Oh, Lord have mercy. like Jesus.
Are they ever gonna run out of those decoys?
Woo!
So, and that's just me personally.
No, but like honestly, I respect your opinion though, but I was always curious though.
Yeah. Cause it's like there was and again another problem that I have with expressing these opinions is that I sound like a crotchety old man.
Man, I do too sometimes with certain things.
Because when I say that I like a game with a good story in it, when I show people this kind of games I'm talking about,
Yeah.
and you see like how varied they are in their gameplay setting, and then see the kind of stories they do tell. That's why I say that like I don't like it with all these different game franchises really do the same thing with each other's story.
Gotcha.
Because I grew up in a time where they could do that and have a completely different way of telling the story. Like the new Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
The story I fear is completely terrible, and when you see the original Battlefront 2 and it's
Yeah.
just Tamara Morrison.
Yeah.
For reference, he's the guy who played Jango Fett in episode 2
Yeah.
and is currently playing Boba Fett. When I tell you that the story mode of the original Battlefront 2 is just him and him alone doing a voiceover from the memoir / it's basically just a memoir of a member of Anakin Skywalker's clone battalion from the start of the Clone Wars all the way to the end of the Empire.
Oh Jesus.
And it is some of the most gripping stuff I've ever listened to. Oh my god! And then you get Republic Commando, where you get to see the two. To my understanding, the only two people to have ever played clones in Star Wars. Again, Tamara Morrison and D. Bradley Baker.
Yeah.
And you play as a group of four of these members, and they each voice two characters. You get to see how they bring a different feel to each to their clones. Like D. Bradley Baker's clones have always been, for the most part, kind of lighthearted and jokey, but they know how to be serious at times. Whereas Tamara Morrison's portrayal of the clone have always been straight edge military men, and to see the two play off each other, oh my god!
Oh wow.
Like I cannot wait to play Republic Commando for you.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to
Yeah,
play
because
it.
I actually want to see that.
And the novel I can't wait to play for you is Jedi Knight Academy, which as I lovingly like to call what episode 7, 8, and 9 should have fucking been, because it is a game set after episode 6, and you're playing as a student in Luke Skywalker's Academy.
Yeah.
When I tell you they structured this game like a trilogy of movies,
Yeah.
I am not kidding. It is that fulfilling, and you can beat it in a day, but it feels like you have played through 3 fully realized movies with clear starts and end moments for every film.
No, they're running with the Sable Tech.
And then you find out that the game is not canon and what they replaced it with. I'm just like, and then it's like, you know, we get the character who was originally the guy who found the Death Star planet, and then you see who they replaced him with Jyn Erso, and just like this is a downgrade in every respect.
Here's your stuff.
Woo!
So yeah.
Perfect. There you go. That's what.
Hey, no
Wow. He is badass, man. I can't believe this. All right, so I'm gonna finish this last one right here. We're gonna end it right here, but
Yeah, it's been going on for a minute.
yeah. But I was trying to hurry and get as quickly as far as possible because it was taking so long. But I apologize for that, guys. But yeah, that is very interesting here, bro. I just, like I said, I don't do a lot of research, and that's my problem. So I just try to listen to you, and then
Yeah.
research on my own, or we just do it together. Yeah, it's hard sometimes, but
No, I feel you, because when you're busy, it's hard to kind of have stuff. What I tend to do, and this is just kind of me personally,
yeah,
I've gotten to a point in my life where when I'm working on my stories and stuff, I
Yeah.
have a hard time working in total silence.
yeah.
So I'll just have like a documentary / infomercial / opinion piece in the background while I'm writing.
That makes sense though. That makes perfect sense.
Because oddly enough, if it's not music, it's one of those things. Because oddly enough, what that does is it actually makes me focus harder on
What
I'm
music
writing.
does?
No background noise.
Oh, okay. Okay, wow. Interesting. Nice. There you go. Perfect. Oh, come on. I pressed square. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, now let's go finish the last guy off. Thank you. Perfect. Woo! I love this. Good time. He got some script on him.
And I think God of War actually popularized this type of event.
Yeah, it
Yuri,
did.
good timing. I just...
Hammerhead was keeping you away and we fell for it. Get back, now!
Yuri? Oh, no!
Jesus.
Oh, no, not done yet.
Oh Lord, people! I ain't trying to go this long. I was not trying to go this long.
You know what? Wait, I think you can stop and say it
Do
again.
it again.
Yeah.
Distracting me from Hammerhead's
All right,
real
perfect.
target.
All right, guys, we will stop here for today. It says what?
Oh no, you're still in the middle of the mission. Never mind, you're still in the middle of the mission. It says a bad mission.
Oh Jesus, my bad.
This should be it though.
Yeah, just forget what I just said just now. I got to finish this mission and save Yuri.
I know she's tough.
Don't worry, we technically actually have 9 minutes left.
Okay, good. Let's see what happens in 9 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, he is moving pretty fast. Good Lord. Nice.
Forward momentum.
All in the hips. All in the hips. Oh, jeez. Wow. Where's Yuri at?
She's probably fine, but I guarantee you she's definitely shaken up.
No, she's pissed off. She's more pissed off.
Oh yeah. There she is.
I'm so sorry, Yuri. I should have been here.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He went straight for the cases marked Project Olympus.
Any idea what that is?
No, he has it now.
We'll get it.
I know.
Where are you going?
To teach a lesson in fear.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Deep breath.
You can move, or I can arrest you.
Yuri, we need to work together.
You need to stay the hell out of my way.
It's that guilt. It's that guilt and everything else. It's just driving him mad.
This could not possibly end well.
Because she's basically doing what Peter did. If you remember the start? Now we're done.
Yeah.
Remember the start of the first Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Where he basically went on like I'm going to find the guy that killed Uncle
Yeah,
Peter.
yeah, yeah.
That's basically what's going on.
Yeah, and it's just like actually seeing this side of Yuri is really interesting, and I like it, but at the same time I feel so bad for her because it's just that first moment in the darkness. She's just trying to kill all the thugs and protect her man, and I don't know if in that moment her bullet accidentally ricocheted and killed her partner, or one of the thugs killed her partner. I don't know, but either way, it was just,
I think it goes back further. I think when Hammerhead got to her,
yeah.
that's what.
Oh, no, I do remember that. Yeah, because I know
Yeah.
I remember he said, "There it is. That's the fear."
Yep. So we're gonna call it for today.
Yep.
We will see y'all next Monday.
And Brad will be doing print.
Nope, it's still gonna be you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
I won't. We won't be getting back to Prince of Persia until next Thursday.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so my bad. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right, we'll catch you on the next one.
Deuces.
Peace.